Hi, I'm here. You guys, today is the 10th, October 10th, and it is 2:24 p.m. And I have been racked with so much 90 Day Fiancé guilt that I have pulled myself out of bed, made my bed, and I'm gonna do some laundry and talk to you guys about 90 Day Fiancé the other way. I know that I haven't put out episode 19. Believe me, it's right in this computer right here. It's literally here in the computer. I just haven't edited it because, in case you guys don't know, I had surgery on Monday, on the 7th, and then I got hit with the flu. So I'm having this precarious balance of trying to make sure that I don't have a fever, because if I have a fever, then I have to go back to the doctor because of the surgery I just had on Monday. And the surgery ended up being a lot more than what the doctor expected. So she's said everything is good, and I have a follow-up appointment next week, but I have to rest. And so that's what I've been doing. And I disabled Instagram. So I'm not on Instagram right now. I completely took it off of my my phone. So speaking of my phone, let's take off the good. I took it off. Okay. Let's talk about 90 Day Fiancé the other way, season 1, episode 20. I don't know the name of it, but it was a doozy. Oh, thank you, Tina. Thank you so much for the super chat, and I will feel better. So it's going to be a lot of nose blowing, you know. I apologize, but this way I won't feel guilty anymore, because I do feel guilty about not having a video posted. Oops, sorry for showing you my underwear. Sorry, I just had to close my bedroom door. I couldn't get the angle right. Oh, Danny, thank you. Oh my God, so many people did show up. 70 people on Thursday at 2 p.m. Oh my God, thumbs up. Thumbs up if you can. Okay, so I'm sorry that it's buffering. Stanley says it's buffering. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. I had everybody take off their Wi-Fi, so. Yay, Yvette, I'm glad you made it. All right, so let's just talk about Sumit and Jenny, shall we? Okay, Sumit and Jenny. So this is what happened in the episode. In this episode, Sumit gets permission from his family to go and see Jenny because she has decided that she's going back to the US after she found out that he had a whole family, his mother, not his mother, but his wife and her and his in-laws that were fighting his love for Jenny. She claims that she had no idea that he was married, and he brought her to India under false pretenses, didn't give her the right to choose, just told her to come to India, didn't give her the opportunity to make the choice about knowing about her family, knowing about his wife. And so he shows up under the guidance of his brother. His brother is downstairs. He has 1 hour to talk to Jenny, and she's leaving. And it's a send-off that leads me to believe that the rumors that I have heard, which I'm going to tell you about, are true. Since we're at the end of the season, next week is the tell-all, and the week after that, the tell-all is a 2-part series, so it'll be 2 weeks worth of tell-all. So I'm just going to tell you. Apparently, Jenny knew that he had a wife, and this wasn't a surprise for her. So we don't even know if that argument or that battle that happened in her house was even real, because really all she had to show for it was one broken thing. You would think, if it were me, that as soon as the family came into the house, I would definitely take out my phone and start recording it, right? So she's saying she didn't think of that. She was so worried. She was just off, didn't know what to do. So she hid in the room, and she saw him in a fighting stance. And, I explained all that in the episode where it got revealed that he had a wife. And in this episode, they're hugging, and it's a tearful goodbye. So here's my thought about it. I do believe that Jenny and Sumit love each other. I do believe that their love is genuine. And I am actually happy that they gave us the story. I'm happy about it. I don't feel any kind of resentment or anger towards them. I'm grateful that they did this for us. even if it was that she had already known, even that he was married, even though she went to India thinking that I guess maybe that they could get divorced, or that, you know, he would be able to like stand up to his parents then, and then he still couldn't. Who knows? I don't care that it's fraudulent. I don't care. I think it's great TV. I mean, there's so much about their storyline that is great. The fact that they have a 30-year age difference. The fact that they started talking when he was 25 or 26 or some crazy young ass age, right? The fact that they've fallen in love. She'd been to India. She'd stayed there for 3 months with his family. They still rejected her, then married him off 2 years into their relationship. And then they just maintained this relationship where they love each other. She takes a whole camera crew. They take us to India with them to go and witness this craziness. And he fights with somebody in public over the things that, you know, he's saying about Jenny. He defends her to his friends, and his friends meet her. Like, come on, you guys. You can't tell me. Oh, yeah, and he originally catfished her. Thanks, Danny. This is like great TV. This is great TV. And I want to thank them for it. Honestly, I have no ill will towards those two. I think they really do love each other. And like, God bless them, you know? I mean, it's sad that she had to come back home at the end of it. But it feels like that's the way a lot of the couples are, right? So anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. This sound off here. He was married for a whole 2 years. They're acting like he got married a week ago. He lied for 2 years. No, see, Queen, I don't think he lied. I think Jenny knew. But so what I'm saying is, like, even if, because the way her reaction was not somebody who had just found out. Right? And I agree, Kelly, like, nothing is to be believed anymore. But, like, is that what we're really going there for? I mean, I know it's reality TV, but, like, it's not reality. Oh, my God. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Michaela, or Makila? I'm going to say it's Michaela. Thank you so much. Tell me if it's Michaela or Makila. Thank you so, so much for the super chat. I totally appreciate it. Oh my God, you're so generous. You're so generous. Like, I just don't care. Like, even if she knew, she didn't know, I don't care, because it's great. I mean, here's the deal. Like, it got spoiled for me 4 weeks ago. Remember when I was like complaining about it getting spoiled for me? So I've had a while to think about it, but I wish that I had gotten that spoiler free. So for those of you who got it spoiler free, like, God bless you. Because you got to go on that thing. Tay says it was fake. Their storyline was better than half of the real ones. Yeah. Great. It was great TV. So I thank them for it. I wish that it hadn't been spoiled so early for me. But like I said, I really do think it was great TV. The catfishing, the age difference, the her going there first, and the family rejection, and the 2 years of marriage, and then her moving there, and then trying to get married and can't get married, and huge, huge, huge reveal. Like, huge reveal. All right. Purple Kisses commentary. Thank you. Hi. Okay. So, yeah, we could talk more about them at the end. But that's what happened with them. It's a very tearful goodbye. He has to get up and go to the bathroom at some point because he's that upset and broken up by it. And I'm just like, I feel you. Like, I feel their love. I think their love is real. I think their love is genuine. I think the storyline is fabricated to a certain extent, but it was what we needed, right? It was great TV. Jenny and Sumit, like, dare I say it's better than Angela and Michael? Dare I say that? Dare I say it? Okay, so the next couple that we're going to talk about is Cory and Evelyn. Now, this hot mess couple. So I have a whole spoilers video that is on the computer as well that I'm going to post up either today or tomorrow, depending on if I can like sit up long enough to edit. But I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to say what happened in this episode. And what happened in this episode is Cory goes to Evelyn's father to ask him for her hand in marriage. And Papa says, I no problema. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no problema with me. You can marry my daughter. The problema es con Evelyn, you know? And Cory's like, oh, it really makes me feel, you know, some way because because it really makes me feel some way to hear Evelyn's father, who has Evelyn's exact face. Like, Evelyn is her father's daughter. Like, Evelyn's face is that man's face. I've never seen somebody look so much like one parent in my life. Well, that's not true. Danny, you look a lot like your mom. But yeah, she looks a lot like her dad. So anyways, he tries to go there with a whole speech made, but he can't remember it. And so then he just says, you know, I want to ask your daughter for her hand in marriage. And he plans this whole thing. Thank you, Nika. Thank you so much for the super chat. He plans this whole situation that is just like, honestly, if it were me, I would have had to say yes at the end of that as well. Okay, so let me tell you what it is. He decides that since it's just Evelyn who needs to decide whether or not she wants to get married, he plans a hot air balloon ride. Or not really a ride, but like a situation. He plans, he has a banner and like a sign with her name on it. And then he has a romantic dinner on the beach, okay? He's planned all of this not speaking Spanish. Don't know how. Maybe producers helped him. Evelyn is scared to go on the hot air balloon because she's like, things in Colombia are not like legit. You know, this could just be a guy who bought a balloon off of eBay and it's just like, oh, you put this on it and then you do this. There's no regulations. There's no standards. So she's like, it could go up and never come down, or it could never go up, or we could just all blow up. So if the Ecuadorian is scared to get on the hot air balloon in Ecuador, I'm going to take her word for it and be like, okay, this might have been not a shady situation, but it might not have been the safest thing. And she was very worried about it. And so she ends up getting on it. And then while she's on it, he's like, you see that over there? And it's the sign, right? And I thought it was flying in the air. It's actually on the ground. Apparently the hot air balloon is not close enough to the sign on the ground for her to see it. And so they have to come down and walk to the sign. So they walk to the sign and it says, you know, Evelyn, will you marry me? I love you, Evelyn, or something like that. And she says, I don't know what to say. This is really shocking. Like all of the things that you say when you don't want to say yes. And then she just ends up saying yes, because here's the deal. Who else is going to propose to her in that sort of elaborate way? Like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and they're on TV. Of course she's going to say yes. And then later in her confessional, she says that she said yes to the engagement, not yes to the wedding or the marriage. And I'm like, girl, when you say yes, the question was, will you marry me? At least I assume that's what the question was. The question wasn't not, will you get engaged with me? Like, it's just crazy. Taking off on a plane, I'll catch these. Oh, bye, Danny. Thank you so much. Bye. Safe travels. So, like, you guys. Poor Cory. That's all I have to say. Poor Cory. Because, like, he really does look like the town fool. He really, really does look like the town fool. Like, she's like, and then, okay, so after she says yes, they go to this beach where he has fireworks and a dinner on the beach laid out. Was that not the best proposal, you guys? Was that not the best proposal? It really was. I mean, he's a fool. He's an idiota. He's an idiot for loving this woman who doesn't want to marry him. Because the thing is, so he doesn't have to marry her, but I think it might be in his bones. Like, he comes from a family that live in a compound together. And, like, he's trying to force a situation that she doesn't want to happen. And maybe it's due to expectations of what it means to be married. And I don't know. For them to have been together for 6 years and for her to still not be sure about marriage, it leads me to believe that there's something within their relationship, either one of two things. One, she just doesn't want to get married in general. It's not a thing for her. Or 2, there's something within their relationship that makes her not want to be bonded with this person for life. And either way it goes, they need to explore that. And I think that she has been pretty clear to him as to what she wants and what her expectations are. And I think he's just not been listening to her. And I think it's because he somehow believes that things cannot be complete unless they are married. And I think that's a problem. So there's that. I mean, it was a lovely engagement. But as we can see, if you guys have been following any of the drama on Instagram, it doesn't last for very long. And so I thought it was coming, sorry. And so, yeah, so it was a lovely episode, but there's too much spoilers on Instagram for me to even like totally fall into it and be like, oh, I wonder what's happening with Cory and Evelyn. Like I totally already know what's happening with Cory and Evelyn. Okay, so the next couple that we're going to talk about is Ji-hoon and Deavan. So Ji-hoon and Deavan are driving and they're like being cute with each other, and it's presented to us as though they're actually going to get married. Like we already know they got their certificate signed and everything, so they technically legally are married already. But the way this is presented to us is that they are getting married in this very ceremony. Now, I was on the internet and I actually saw her Korean wedding dress and their Korean wedding pictures and their American wedding or their Western style wedding pictures. I cannot find them for the love of me anymore. I don't know if because the episode was coming out, they got taken down. I'm not sure. But that wasn't the wedding dress that she got married in for her Korean wedding. She got married in a very beautiful, like pale blue, like a Tiffany blue and white dress, the tradition Korean dress. And he was matching her. And then in this, it was his aunts were there and his mother and his dad. And it was just like a cute family affair. And what I believe it was a rehearsal, like a rehearsal for the wedding to teach her how the Korean wedding goes. And so the family went through the rehearsal of the wedding. And then they presented it to us as though it really was the wedding. But that was not the wedding. And it was cute. I mean, in the beginning, she was like, oh, I'm annoyed because I don't really feel like this is my situation. I don't really feel like, a bride, but I'm just going through it. And he's like yelling and having a good time. And she's like, shh, don't wake up the baby because the baby's there. Tae-yoon is there sleeping. And aunties love Tae-yoon. Aunties love Deavan. Aunties are in love with all of this. And they're so stinking cute. And then they even show pictures. Oh, maybe I saw that on Instagram. On Ji-hoon's Instagram, there is a picture of his parents at their wedding. And it's a Western style wedding. At least the picture I saw. They're a very cute couple together. So, also Ji-hoon has a brother. I found this on Instagram too. So he's not the only child. Anyways, so it's a really cute ceremony. They have a ceremony where it's telling you how many kids you're going to have. The dates are the women and the chestnuts are the guys, and the families, like the parents throw the chestnuts and the dates into like a little thing they're carrying. And Devan's like, don't catch them because I don't want any more kids. And then Deavan doesn't really understand what's happening in the ceremony, and they're just telling her where to go, where to stand. At some point, she gets on Ji-hoon's back and they like walk around to see how big their house is going to be. But Ji-hoon is weak and can't carry her. And so they're like, we're going to have a small house because I think he can only carry her around one time. And in the beginning, she seems like she's a little annoyed with it because she doesn't understand. And then towards the end, she's very happy. And I thought that was really cute. Like, I just thought the whole ceremony was just a nice little insight into a Korean wedding and like something that I would want to go to. And it was really intimate, and it was just nice for them to show that to us. And at the end, like everybody was happy, and it was a good ending. It was a really good ending to their story, and I can't wait to see them on the tell-all. There are some spoilers about them that are out, which I will have in my spoilers video, but it was a cute little story. I mean, I'm so glad we didn't get to see Drusilla anymore. Aren't you happy? Like, I feel bad now. Now that I know the ending, I feel bad for talking about Drusilla, but the producers did that to us. Like, the producers did that. Oh, Fatima says, I like the date pit scene. Oh, okay, so then there's another little tradition where they put the date in their mouth and then they bite on it, and whoever gets the seed is the like leader in the marriage. And so Ji-hoon ends up getting it, and she says to her, "You're my slave," and she's like, "No." And we're all like, "Yeah, no, she's not your slave. You're definitely her slave." He thinks she's so beautiful. No, she is. Deavan is so beautiful, but I love the way the family's like, oh, she looks very Korean. I'm like, I mean, she only looks Korean in the fact that she has pale skin and dark hair. Like, she doesn't really look Korean. But I think she might look like, I guess, what, I don't know, a certain standard of beauty in the Korean community that I'm not aware of. I mean, she's beautiful, but it's just so interesting that they're just like, oh, we like her. She looks very Korean. And I'm like, she does not. She does not look very Korean, though. Like, no, she does not. And that's not even her natural black hair. So she's going to have to keep up that dye job in order to stay looking very Korean. Okay, so the next couple that we're going to talk about is, what are they? Not Cory. What's his name? Ronald and Tiffany. Okay, so people are very upset with Ronald and Tiffany. And at this point, you know, I'm really not. So Tiffany makes the decision that she needs to move back to the U.S. with Daniel and the baby and have the baby in the U.S. And she's really worried about what's going to happen to Ronald when he sees his family board the plane, because all of his relapses have happened when she's left him in the past, like when she's been in South Africa and have gone back to the U.S. So she has a meeting with his boss slash counselor, because he works at the rehab. And so he's saying, you know, you never really know what's going to happen. It could be a big trigger for Ronald, but he's going to have to work through this himself, and you're just going to have to be there to support him. And so Tiffany's like, that's what I'm worried about. And the counselor is just like, you got to do what you got to do. You got to go. You got to go. So the next scene is them at the airport, and Daniel does not understand why America won't let his dad into the country. Why can't he just get on the plane like everybody else? He wants to know. He's like very frustrated about it. And I can understand why he's frustrated about it. I have some spoilers with their story in my spoiler video as well. And you guys, people are mad at Tiffany because she brought Daniel into the situation. And personally, I don't think we can be mad at her at this point. Like, maybe you can if you're a parent, but at this point, I'm just like, she had to see what it was going to be like. She had to see what was going to happen. And she did, and it wasn't right. And so she made the best decision possible for her family, because Daniel doesn't want to live in South Africa. He wants his dad to come, but she says that it would be better for Daniel. She tried South Africa with him. He wasn't with it. So she just moved him back. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, it's a 3-month stint in his life. It's not going to cause any everlasting damage. Ronald they're going to eventually get Ronald to the U.S. Like, that is what the plan is to do. And maybe they'll go back to South Africa when he's a little bit older, when Daniel's a little bit older. Like, who knows, right? But I don't think that it was, I mean, in the beginning I was kind of judging McJudgerson, but for now I'm just kind of like, you know what? She had to try. She had to try. And if she wasn't on TV, we may not be as like, if we didn't know Ronald was like a gambling addict, we may not be so, you know, I don't know. Would you think so? If he wasn't a gambling, I mean, he is, but I don't think like it's the worst thing, especially because Ronald and Daniel get along so well. And I think it was seeing Daniel cry is what got everybody so up in arms. Because the truth is that Daniel wasn't happy in South Africa and he wanted to go home. That's the truth. He said, I want to go home. And so she was taking him home. And I think that was a thing. Queen says, no, Tiffany is beyond irresponsible. And then someone else says, but she didn't need to get pregnant. Okay. I think we have a difference of opinion on that. I mean, I do agree with the pregnancy. I don't think they should have got married. Sorry. Oh my God. This ear is killing me. Do I have an ear infection? Okay. No, it would hurt if I did. Okay. Anyways, so it's a very tearful goodbye. This episode had me crying. I was crying with Jenny and Sumit, and I was crying with Ronald and Tiffany. This episode really, I was like, you know, I'm sick. I had just come back from surgery. Like, I was on medications. Maybe that's why I was crying. Did you guys cry? Was it just me? Was it only because I had like anesthesia medicine in my body that I was crying throughout this episode? Like, I was crying. Came home from the hospital like one eye open, like couldn't even lift an arm. I don't know how I got the remote control. I was 90 Day Fiancé. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm sick though. I caught a cold, so that's what's happening. So I'm convalescing and relaxing from the surgery, and then I got a cold, so it's kind of heightening up my stress levels. But I was getting anxiety about not talking to you guys and not talking about 90 Day Fiancé, so that's why I came on here to do this. Okay. And as you can see, there's like toilet paper right here. It's just like a mess. Laundry. Anyways, let's get back on track. So I should try therapy. You're right. Thanks, Kitty. Okay, so the next couple that we are going to talk about. Oh, wait, I think that's it, right? This episode only had 4 couples. Ji-hoon, no, there's one more. Ji-hoon and Deavan, Ronald and Tiffany, Sumit and Jenny, and there was one other. Who else is it? Who was the other one? Oh, did they talk about Angela and Michael? Was this the Angela and Michael and his friends? Tim? No, this was Angela and Michael. This is Angela and Michael and his friends. No, you guys are talking about before the 90 days. This is the other way. This is not before the 90 days. So no Tim, no Akini, no Ben. No Angela and Michael. No, it's not Angela and Michael. That's before the 90 days. Who's the 4th couple in this episode? Hold on, let me fast forward. I have it playing. Did they only have 3 couples? Because I know we didn't talk about I know that we didn't talk we don't talk about Paul and Karini. There's no update in this episode, and there's no update with Laura and Aladdin in this episode. I did talk about Cory and Evelyn. Is it only 3 couples? I thought it was 4, and we missed 2. Tom and Darcy is before the 90s. Isn't it funny how we're just like all getting them confused? Sorry, I'm fast forwarding on my TV right now. And I think there was only 3 couples. Jennifer and Tim is before the 90 days. You guys are talking about the other way where they go to the foreign country. We're talking about the people who go to the foreign countries. I think that's it. You all are just throwing out names at this point. Violetta, I'm listening to you. Oh, no, you said no one listened to me. Yeah, I'm not listening to you. You talked about all 4, Cory, Deavan, Jenny, and Tiffany. Oh, I did. You're right. I did talk about all 4. Okay. So, no, Caesar is not on this show. So I talked about Cory and Evelyn. I talked about Jenny and Sumit. I talked about Ronald and Tiffany. And I talked about Deavan and Ji-hoon. You're right. I did talk about all 4. Okay, you guys. So if you're not watching this live, you can go ahead and stop the video now. This is the point of the video where I talk to those who are in the room. If you're in the room, please give this video a thumbs up. There's 380 people watching and only 110 likes. I mean, I appreciate it. But if you haven't given the video a like, if you can give the video a like, that'd be awesome. All right, let's talk about these couples. And let's watch me blow my nose. All right. Okay. Everyone is mixing up 90 days before the 90 days and the other way. It's so funny. You guys all are. You're all like, Tim and Jennifer. No. That boring ass couple. They get on my nerves. Because it's so fake. It's so fake and I can see it. Like at least with Jenny and Sumit, you know there's some kind of love there. And you know that the shit is real. I mean, the storyline, as far as like some of the dips and turns, are made up and produced. But Tim and Jennifer are all the way. The Veronica situation, it's just all the way made up. He just, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't understand how being in a relationship works. But if you just got out of a relationship with someone who broke your heart, why would you, after like a couple of months, start to go back to that country, start to talk, online, talk to somebody new, and then talk about how you're so burnt and you're so hurt from your ex? It's only been a year. You've only been broken up from a person that you, I guess, thought you were going to marry or so in love with for a year. And now you're just like back dating somebody from that exact same country who looks similar as far as hair color goes. And then you're like, I'm just so hurt from my ex and I want to marry you. Like, why would Jennifer ever marry him? Besides the fact that she doesn't think he's masculine and the fact that he's on rebound. How could he really love her? He doesn't love her. He loves the idea of her. It's just like gross. Abby says you can tell he's so hurt from his past. He needs to move on. I don't even think it's real. Honestly, I don't think it's real at all. Like it's just so weird. Tasha says Tim is very submissive, passive person, and he stereotypes all Latinas as dominant. That's why he's having trouble with Jennifer and wanting to conquer her, I guess. I mean, it's just like good theory, Tasha. All right, so that's briefly about them, and then briefly about Rebecca and Zied. Like Zied, what is she doing? Can somebody explain to me what she's doing? Somebody said that it makes a woman feel young and something again when she gets with somebody who's younger than her. But I have a problem with it, and it's not fun to me. And I think that's the difference between Jenny and Sumit and Rebecca and Zied, is that it's like, maybe it's just not fun for me. I don't believe that Zied loves her. I think he wants to get to the US and he thinks he's found like a rich American woman who's pretty and that he can like deal with for a while. And then like, I think it's real for her. And I think she's getting something out of it too. But the fact that she keeps going to like North Africa to find men and then now wants to bring another one to the States before she's even fully divorced from the other one, looking for red flags about like controlling and jealousy, which Zied has all of those red flags. And then like even that scene where he's like holding her by the neck or he gets mad at her for having pictures of her ex and her, like, stomp all that shit out of him right there in Tunisia. Like, first of all, what you not gonna do? Like, what is she looking for? Is she looking for somebody to run? Somebody to dominate? Or is she looking for somebody to come there and take care of her? Like, or is she just looking for a life partner because she still feels young and sprightly? So she's like, it doesn't matter that he's only 26 and that she can't give him children and that he's gonna get to the US and probably like go buck wild on her. What is he going to do when he gets to the U.S.? What's his job going to be? Is his degree, did he go to school? Like, is his degree going to carry over? If he didn't go to school, what are his plans? Is she just going to take care of him? What is he going to do for work? These are just things that I don't like understand. He's going to pull people in to watch Family Feud walk. Girl, they don't even live in LA. Like, you're right. That's exactly what they're gonna do. Hey, Julesy, that's exactly what they're gonna do. But like, here's my thing. Where is he gonna work in bumfuck Georgia? Is my question. They don't even live in New York. Rebecca doesn't live in New York. Rebecca doesn't live in Atlanta. Rebecca doesn't live in LA. Rebecca doesn't live in any kind of major metropolitan city with like a connecting hub of like a airport. Okay? She does not live there. What is Zied gonna do? Is the question. Okay. So then next we move to Angela and Michael. Why do I like Angela and Michael, but I don't like Rebecca and Zied? What is it? Is it because I'm judging Rebecca for her past? And I feel like Angela and Michael, I don't know, girl. Michael is using Angela for the States. Now, do I think that he loves her? kinda. Angie, baby. And I think Angela's still questioning whether or not he loves her too. But Angela's behavior with his friends was out of control. Out of control. Out of control. Thanks, girl. Like, y'all's comments are coming in so quick, I can't even read them. But like who said that Angela acts like a wild animal? Sandra D. Look at me, I'm Sandra D. I love it. Anyways, Sandra D, that's exactly what it was. It was so, like, she was like, to the point where the guys are just sitting back, and one of them gets up and leaves and is like, I can't do this is ridiculous. And he gets up and leaves. The other one is like, Angela, I don't think your approach is well. And then he gets up and leaves. And the last one is look, Angela, this is not working. Like, this, what you're doing is, and she's like, I don't give a bat's ass. Y'all should be having him. And I'm just like, Angela, they are not going to tell their homeboy to stay in the house to be up on WhatsApp with you when you're sick with pneumonia. I don't know what it is that you're thinking that their relationship is to you, but it is not. You don't have any relationship with them. None. Okay? That is their friend who they see as dating this barren, old, wrinkly white woman just to get to the US. When they're like, Michael, you could find somebody younger who could actually probably have kids with you, that you might have things in common with. Like, it don't make no sense. It literally doesn't make any sense. She's not gonna be able to have those babies. And Michael's even said it. He's like, if she can't have babies, then like, I don't know if we can move forward because I told her in the beginning that I wanted to have kids. What was that conversation like? They've been talking for 2 years. And she led this man to believe that she could, by hook or by crook, figure out how to have a baby. Listen, I know 2 women who are in the process of trying to have babies, and it ain't cheap. And Angela doesn't have the money for that. Okay? Angela doesn't have the money for in vitro. She doesn't have the money for any kind of transplant. She doesn't have the money to get Skylar's egg into her body so she could tote it. She doesn't have the money for any of that. So I don't know how all of this is going to happen or how she told him it was going to happen. Yeah, you hear of women doing these surgeries. You do. But they have money, these women. Or they take, I don't know, was she going to take out loans? You know what I'm saying? Was the Citibank going to give her a loan so that she could have this, she could tote a baby? And this will be completely her, like, out of her pocket, because they're like, you're past your prime, miss. No insurance is going to pay for Angela to have a baby. None. Jakari says her insurance might cover it. Jakari, you're obviously not a woman. And if you are a woman, tell me where you live, what state or what country. Please. I need Jakari's response right now. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Jakari's response. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, great, Jakari. Now, are you a male or a female? How do you identify? Because let me tell you, when women can't have children and they need to go to fertility clinics, oh, and they pay for you? Not in California, girl. When women want to do fertility things, it costs out of pocket because they're saying that it is a choice. They said your body can't do it for you, so you're making a choice, and so your insurance won't pay for it. Mine doesn't, and I know several women. I know a woman in Texas who's doing it, and her insurance doesn't pay for it, and I know somebody in California. Oh my God, Jakari. I am so happy for you, girl, because not here. Everybody that I know that's doing it doesn't do it. They're saying it's a choice. AZ, my friend, worked at a call center, but the company was Canadian and they paid for hers. Oh, listen, it's Canadian. Her insurance will never cover it. Never, ever. Especially with the new insurance policy from her big old friend Trump. Insurance will never pay. Jakari, you're really lucky. I know, like I said, I know 2 women who are paying out of pocket for it in California and in Texas because the insurance won't pay for it. Nikki girl. Hey, booked in busy, baby. You guys, you should check out Nikki Starr here on YouTube. She does 90 Day Fiancé, Love After Lockup recaps, and she's hilarious. She is hilarious. She has a different perspective than me. She sees different things than me. So if you want a slightly different perspective, I would check out Nikki Starr here on YouTube. But she's booked and busy, so she's not as consistent as she once was. But isn't that great? I'm so happy for you, girl. I'm so happy that you're booked and busy. Angela says, yes, yeah, my job pays for it, but it can cost around $50K. Jesus. Whew. Oh. $50K, and then whatever it costs to raise that child for the rest of their life. How much does like going to like a foreign country and getting a baby cost? Oh, girl. Fertility stuff freaks me out. Okay, so who else? Angela is acting a fool, Tim and whatever, and who else do you guys want me to talk about just real quick? Avery. So I was really shocked about all the negativity. I posted a picture of Avery on my Instagram of her reaction to when Omar made, oh my God, Vicky Vale. She was upset that they won't show loyalty to her. And then she was upset that they took Michael away temporarily. Also, when she cackled when got all the friends to abandon Michael. I mean, Vicky Vale, listen, Angela is a nut. She's a nut. She's an absolute nut. She's a nut. And that scene, it wasn't even fun. Like, normally it's fun TV with her, but this one wasn't even fun. It just felt like she's being, like, belligerent for no reason. That's what it felt like. Okay, so Omar and Avery. I was really shocked at all of the, like... First, let me start out with saying that Avery's dumb for wanting to move to Syria, period. Especially with what's happening now. Turkey just attacked Syria. Am I correct with saying that? I thought I saw that. Turkey is having some situation with Syria right now. Sorry, my phone is slow because I took off the thing. And so my thought is, I hope she's not there. I mean, I know it's in northern Syria, and I don't know where Omar is. And I think that he was kind of just going along with Avery wanting to come to Syria because he wanted to present a united front to Terry. But... because he says, I don't think you're going to be able to live there. Oh, what did that person say? I saw a super chat. She's an abuser. I just don't know. Oh, Avery and Omar are still in Lebanon. Okay, that makes me feel better. Because, like, he didn't want her to go to Syria. He really didn't. And even though he says, like, you think I would bring her to an area where it's unsafe and my part is safe, like, you still don't want to go to a country that's in the middle of a war, especially like a country that's the size of a state, right? Syria is a small country. That's like saying, oh, there's a war in Georgia, but only in the northern part. No, it affects the whole state. Like, it affects the whole country. Like, no. Things are like not good in Syria right now. So I'm so happy that she didn't go and that she's in Lebanon. If you're correct, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Like, no. I'm so happy about that. And then Akini and Ben. Listen, Ben needed to do his own research. I don't buy this. I don't buy Ben's tears worrying about Akini. He's older than Akini. He's the American. It is up to him to do the research and to figure out what's going on. I don't believe in blaming her for it. She's a child, emotionally, it feels like. But, like, I don't believe in this whole, like, oh, Akini tricked him. Give me a situation in which I'm going to feel bad for him over her. It's not this one. He needs to do research. He's the American. He's the one that has the power. He's the one that, is going to have to pay for her K-1 visa, who's going to have to support her while she cannot work for a full... Let me tell you about this K-1 visa, you guys. These people need to apply for the K-1 visa, which can cost upward to $7,000, right? Then you have to go through the interview with the K-1 visa. Then you get the visa, right? If you get it, you get it. Then that person comes to the US, and then you have to marry that person within 3 months so that they can have some kind of residency. Then after that, you have to get them a driver's license if you live in a place where there isn't no public transportation or whatever. In Phoenix, Arizona, I think he want her to have a car. So she has to get a driver's license if she's going to be mobile at all. Then she has to get a work permit if she's going to work at all. Then she's going to have to get a green card. She's going to have no family. She's going to be surrounded by people that she doesn't know. There is a lot of emotional toil that comes along with living in the US coming from a foreign country. There is a lot that goes on, and he's going to have to be sensitive to all of that. And then her wanting to have a kid. It's not like Akini comes from a place where like she might be more comfortable staying in the house. She's obviously a woman about her means and keeps it moving. Like, she's educated. She speaks, probably 2 languages. She speaks 2 languages for sure. Don't know if she speaks a third. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not somebody who's just going to be content sitting in the house watching All My Children, the Young and the Restless. You feel me? Like cooking and waiting for him to come home. Like, she has the internet. She's going to want to like go out and do stuff and learn things. And he's going to have to deal with all that. It isn't as easy as what everybody makes it seem like. Oh, I got you. There's U.S. citizenship. No, if you really do love that person, you're going to have to really be there for them emotionally. Vicky Vale, girl, stop with, oh my God, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it, girl. Vicky Vale says, I hate the baby voice that Akini uses. She's gaming him big time. Then she tried to attempt him with the forbidden fruit. Listen, I don't blame Akini for anything. Like I don't blame her. Nikki Stark says, thank you. Akini is making a sacrifice as well, not just Benjamin. Yes, like it's not just the foreigner makes the choice as well to leave their whole family. I think Americans tend to think that when they come here, they're just stepping into the land of milk and honey and then they can just do anything. No, it takes a strong person to come here and do that, especially on a K-1 visa. It's different if you come here on a school visa or a work visa. Those are different. That means that you've already done everything. You have the education, you have the language skills. Then you come here and you have to get acclimated. It's hard still. But when you come here on a K-1 visa and you're dependent upon somebody else, like the work visas or the school visas give you more options, right? I think when you get the school visa, you just have to apply for your work visa. And I don't know what the deal is with that. But I've known people who've come here on a school visa, and the biggest thing they have to contend with is learning U.S. culture and then finding friends who are, in the U.S. I went to a school that had like a lot of I went to a college that had a lot of out of the country or international students. So I had, I talked to a lot of international students, and then some of them were working. Some of them weren't because, they had families who were lucky enough to be able to. They were lucky enough. Oh, yeah. I did hear from Ben's ex. Arendina says, did you hear Ben's ex? I did hear Ben's ex. So Ben's ex had some words to say about it. I took a picture of it. She's getting smart now, she as in me. She's screenshotting things when she sees them so that she can tell you. Okay. This is what Ben's ex-wife said on Instagram. No one just becomes a step parent. By marriage, technically, yes, you are a step parent if your spouse has a child from a previous relationship. But by no means does that mean that you have the level of a relationship that with that child from day one. When my current partner met my son, he met him as a friend. He got to know him and grow to understand what he meant to him. My son is smart, and he told me that my partner was his stepdad. I'm sure confirmed through school, family tree building, whatever. I'm deeply concerned when someone pushes a person into a role that they are not prepared for mentally. If he wants this relationship to work, he will let her guide that pace. Let her get acclimated with a new country and life before shoving the role of stepmom on her. That's just my 5 cents. So it looks like ex-wife is like understanding of him going to the country to falling in love with Akini, but also feels like Akini should be allowed to slowly, gradually build into being a stepmom, and it shouldn't just be thrust upon her the way that Benjamin wants it to be. Dora says he gonna put Akini to work at the group home in AZ. That's where all the Africans work. What group home? Ben is looking for a docile virginal woman, and Akini is showing too much too soon. She has to play along the game better. Hey, Judy, welcome. Ex-wife is on point, says Monica. Yep, I do think, and I thought she was really kind about it. Like, she was like very much like, hey, I'm just gonna give my 2 cents of how this should work. I'm not judging Akini, you know what I'm saying? I'm just more so concerned about Ben and his behavior. Also, you know, when he says that there were trust issues between them, I heard that, actually I didn't hear, Chris said it, that Ben is bad with money. So I was thinking maybe some of the trust issues that they probably had was with him not being able to like hold on to money. Thank you, Marsha. Oh, look at this little cute little sticker. Oh, I love it. All right, you guys. So we just hit 50 minutes, and I think I'm going to let you guys go. I feel like I've been holding you guys hostage this entire time. And I want to thank you so much for bearing with me through this episode. And I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Tammy, girl, I'm leaving right now. I'm leaving. I've been on for 50 minutes. Soraya, hey. I gotta go. I gotta lay back down. I'm starting to feel fatigued. So, you know how that goes. All right, you guys. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting me and understanding that I have been convalescing and trying to get better. And I'm going to lay down and rest up from my surgery. And I'm also sick, so it's time to lay down. But yeah, so I'm going to try to edit the video today and tomorrow and get them out to you. And then we're going to do a double Love After Lockup. So I'm going to watch Love After Lockup tomorrow, and I'm going to film 2 of the videos. And then we have the most exciting thing next week. We have the tell-all, girl. The tell-all is going to be amazing. It's going to be so amazing, and I hope you guys tune in for that. All right. Have a fantastic day. And you guys remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Palakarini, pala, palakarini, pala, palakarini, 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 pala.